Hey everyone, welcome into Star Wars Republic, our show about everything Star Wars here on the Arena Productions. I'm your host Expat, and we're doing another spoiler recap episode for The Bad Batch, Season 2, Episode 3. So, called, of course, the Solitary Clone. So we're going to be getting to that just in a minute, but before we get into the gist of the episode, I just want to let everybody know that this is a spoiler-filled episode here on the Arena Productions. So if you have not watched Season 2, Episode 3 of The Bad Batch as of yet, please go and watch the episode and then come back and enjoy this video that I'm putting out for all of you. So yeah, let's go ahead with that warning. Let's go ahead and jump in. So the Solitary Clone, and obviously this episode was about Crosshair. And I called it in the last episode. I said the Solitary Clone, the name of the next episode, it has to refer to Crosshair here. And before I really get into the gist of what's going on with Crosshair, I just have some points about this show, and particularly parts of the episode that I really like that I want to go over. We're really seeing the transition now to an evil empire through the eyes of the army that were bred and created, obviously, to protect the Republic. And I'm really liked, and we really saw that in this episode with Desix. Obviously, the planet Desix, I will go ahead and get to this image here. You see the current governess. Her name's Ames. Obviously, she doesn't go down without a fight in this episode. And yes, there is plenty of it in this episode, but you get the scene with this new Imperial governor coming to Desix, and Desix is basically out in the Outer Rim, it's basically they want to be an independent system. And the thing about Ames is previously she had tried to negotiate a peace between the Republic and the Separatists, and that treaty was basically shot down by Palpatine. And so she doesn't trust the Empire, obviously. She thinks the Republic is corrupt, and she even mentions that Dooku even said that the Republic had become corrupt. And obviously Dooku knew it because he was working. His master was the mastermind behind creating the Empire and all, in Palpatine and Darth Sidious. So, yeah, so this new governor comes, and he's basically like, oh, we reviewed your request and everything, but obviously it's denied. So I am now the new governor. Thank you very much. Step aside. And she's like, no way, I'm not going to do that. And so basically she has these reprogrammed separatist droids from, the Clone Wars era. And it's interesting throughout the episode. You see all the droids and you hear the Roger, and all of that again and everything. But yeah, she's got these droids. She's got some of the separatist tanks. She's got droid diggers, as well. And yeah, she puts up a fight. But obviously I want to get back to Crosshair here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this image up again of Crosshair, because you see him on Coruscant. He's sleeping in a bed by himself. He gets up with the alarm, and then he goes into the mess hall, and he sits down to eat. And you see these other clones, that have become, put into the Imperial Army, which obviously later on, as you probably all know, the clones become obsolete, and of course you start getting the stormtroopers, but this is before that. So he's sitting down in the mess hall by himself, and these other clone troopers are kind of like giving him the bad look and everything, kind of like he's not kind of like one of us. And so he's sitting there all by himself. And the funny thing about this episode, I have to say for all of you, the funny thing about this episode is right before he's about to eat something, with the food on his tray, he gets the announcement, or the announcement comes up saying that the Vice Admiral wants him to come to his office to see him, like twice in the episode. I mean, it's like, it'd be funny if Crosshair just said, "Can't you let me finish my food?" Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, the thing about Crosshair is, man, I mean, it's for him, he has no moral compass. It's all about rules and following orders. No matter what the thing about the orders are, no matter how evil those orders might be, he'll just follow them. Whoever it is in the Empire that's giving them. But yeah, it was really cool in the episode, and I want to get to this. We get obviously Commander Cody. Yeah, we get the cameo of Commander Cody in the episode, obviously from the Clone Wars. Obviously, you all know from the prequel movies. Commander Cody was basically really good friends with Obi-Wan until Order 66 and all. And this episode is really interesting when it starts to delve into the Order 66, because the clones, they really didn't know what Order 66 was. I mean, these inhibitor chips were put in their brains basically when they were born, and so yeah, I mean, obviously Crosshair had taken his inhibitor chip out, and even then he's still he mentions that the Jedi were traitors, and now you have a lot of these clones that they're starting to question Order 66 and why was it that they were programmed to turn against the Jedi when they were fighting alongside the Jedi and all, and it's interesting here where Commander Cody tells Crosshair that a lot of these clones are basically defecting, they're going AWOL, so yeah, I mean, but anyway, plenty of action in this episode, so I want to get to it. So they basically Cody and Crosshair and a group of the troopers, it looked like they weren't much clone troopers, maybe some conscripted soldiers, maybe the beginnings of the stormtroopers and everything, but Commander Cody was commanding them, as obviously, and you have Crosshair with him, and they get into action there, and I'll just say this about the action: I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed when Crosshair put that one shot right through the barrel of the Separatist tank and blew it up. I mean, that was just a hell of a shot, and even Cody was even complimenting him on that later. But yeah, it's interesting where the clones are more of like a close-knit group and fighting together, whereas Crosshair, he has his own ideas, obviously, but they fight their way up to the palace and they get in there, and then they go against the droid diggers, and I thought that was really cool where you hear the droid diggers coming up and everything, all that the tense moment and everything, and then blasting through the shields and everything to destroy them. Yeah, and so then they obviously they have to Ames, and of course the robot there that's controlling all of the droids and everything, that's their target. And obviously they get to the point, they get up the stairway, they get up to the main room, and they're able to destroy that robot there with Ames. And then obviously we get to the point here where Cody tries to negotiate, and tries to get Ames to let go of this newly appointed Imperial governor. And he puts down his weapon and he takes off his helmet and says, look, there's no need for bloodshed. There's no need, to have another war. We've already been through one war, and he succeeds in basically getting her to drop her weapon and to let him go. And then obviously as soon as she lets the new Imperial governor go, the Imperial governor's like, kill her now on the spot. And of course Cody, he's got like a moral compass now, and he's like, no, why do we do this? But then just right out of nowhere, boom, Crosshair just kills her, just shoots her on the spot, and that was something that you just see that Crosshair, it doesn't matter whatever the order is, he's going to follow it, because in his mind still, good soldiers follow orders. So anyway, I want to get back here to Cody and Crosshair, because they get back to Coruscant, and Cody realizes that the clones are different from battle droids, and basically that they have the capacity to make decisions, and they have to live with those decisions. And it's interesting, he asks, Crosshair, is the Empire doing the right thing? But basically, as we all know, the Empire is basically, they are conquerors, and they are basically colonizers now. And but Crosshair, he doesn't care. He has no moral compass, as I said before. He doesn't care. So, and then of course, obviously, at the end of the episode, Crosshair, he can't finish his food. He can't even touch it before the Vice Admiral calls him into his office, and he's going to send him on another mission. But obviously, Crosshair wants to go with Commander Cody again on another mission, but the Vice Admiral tells him Cody went AWOL. So basically, Commander Cody, that was the last straw. I mean, what happened on the planet there? And so he took off. And so who knows? Maybe he'll end up with the Bad Batch at some point. It's interesting, in this episode, we did not get any scenes of Hunter or the group. It was kind of their episode off. So we didn't get Omega either. It was just all Crosshair. Yeah, the solitary clone. And so he becomes kind of a solitary figure in his own mind again, after realizing that Commander Cody has gone AWOL. And that is the episode, basically. So yeah, it was a really interesting, fun episode to watch, and I'm really looking forward to next week. Obviously, we should get the entire crew again. It'll be interesting to see how they will split between the crew and Crosshair, and then they'll probably have an episode where, they're going to come together at some point. But maybe we'll see more of Commander Cody. Maybe, like I said, Cody might show up and might sympathize with the Bad Batch group, and maybe he'll go team up with Rex at some point. We shall see. But yeah, so let us know in the comments what you thought of season 2, episode 3 of the Bad Batch. We'd really love to hear from you. Really excited to read and to respond to any comments you might have on that. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to hit that like and the subscribe and the notification bell for when we drop a new episode of Star Wars Republic and any of our other content here on the Arena Productions. So thank you so much for viewing, and thank you so much for all of your support. We really appreciate it here. So I will be back again next week to do season 2, episode 4, spoiler recap of the Bad Batch. So I'm really excited, really looking forward to it. So until then, have a great week, everyone, and take care. May the Force be with you, and I will see you next week. So take care, everyone. Peace out.